Hi everyone, it's Andrew from AntRC, and we're just going to have a little look into my new bag of goodies, which is always very exciting, isn't it? Let's see what we've got in there. Ooh, look. What we've got in there are a new set of Mudslinger tyres and some Proline Racing dual stage foams. Now, I had to get a new tyre because if you've seen my Instagram post, you will see. Let's just put the standard lens back on. There we go. You will know that I got a rip. And there it is. So, the new set of tyres has been ordered. And here they are, first out of the bag. Now, these are the Mudslinger 2s. So I don't know, I haven't looked at my original receipt for the current units. So I'm not sure whether these are going to be quite different or the same. But they are the, there we go, the new X2 SS compound. Blimey, that's exciting, isn't it? So these are the XL Mudslingers. Don't forget, guys, if you don't get the XLs, you're going to end up with some really small tyres, okay? They're 1.9s, but they're really, really low, much lower profile, much smaller diameter. So, yeah, I made that mistake. That was an expensive 65 quid, but you live and learn. So the XLs are the ones that kind of look the same sort of size as every other crawler tyre, in truth. Anyhow, so these are the X2s. So shall we have a little look and get them open and see what, see whether they're any different. I'm going to pause this for a minute so I don't cut my fingers off. Right, so they're out the bag. The tyre is out the bag. And here they are. So they say Mudslinger XL RC 4-wheel drive. Nothing terribly unusual on that side. Not for highway use, it says. So this is the thing. I don't know whether these are the same, because these have got the same. Anyway, maybe I'll have to have a look at the receipt and see back in the day, last year, if I can still find it, whether these are actually the same. But they look the same. They have the same awesome tread, and they are just as squidgy and generally awesome as these originals that I had. So, yeah, okay, no great surprises there. I was expecting maybe something revolutionary different, but maybe they're the same all the time. Anyway, what else is in the bag? Let's have a look. Now, there is supposed to be something else in here. Right, there we go. Here's the bad boys. Right, so here are our Proline dual stage fit 1.9 XL dual stage foams. Now, my concern is that I've gone out a bit on a limb here, because I'm not entirely convinced that these are going to fit the Mudslingers. That I think just generically these Mudslingers seem quite a small tyre compared to the Goodrich's, which came with the Axial SEX 10.2 kit. These Mudslingers are still quite small, and by jingo, don't these look big? Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I've never fitted foams before. I don't know. Let's have a look. You see, I don't know whether that's going to squash in there or whether it's just going to be a bit daft. Yeah, I'm going to check the sizes, and you know, the sizes apparently were right. You know, so I'm not really sure what's going on. That looks, I mean, that's like significantly bigger than the tire, right? It's you know, that's it there. It's lined up. So line up on one end, and the other edge is like significantly, you know, that's significantly bigger than the tire. So maybe it's supposed to squash in there. I don't know. Anyway, Model Sport are good sports. So I'll give one a go and see how it feels when it's squashed into the tire. And yes, I know I've got to take the foam out first. Yeah, don't make that mistake. Okay, more in a minute. Yeah, this is definitely weird. I'm really not convinced this is going to work at all. See, I looked on their spec site, and you know, it's it was supposed to be, you know, it was supposed to fit, but seriously, I mean, that's just not going to fit anywhere near, is it? But we shall not be undaunted. Let's squash the thing in there and see how it goes. Right, it's in. Yeah, that was a bit of a struggle. I'm still not entirely convinced. There's the standard tyre out the box bag with the standard bit of sort of foam in it. This is the stuffed tyre with the Proline dual stager in it. Yeah, it's been a bit of a fight to get it in there, and obviously the tyre looks a wee bit sort of puffed up, stretched out over the foam. Yeah, I don't know. I have a funny feeling that it will fit the Goodrich's far better. They're a much bigger tyre, much taller profile. So anyway, we won't really know for sure until we get the rims on it. So I'm going to put the beadlock on now, which is the G-made white spoked beadlock. So I'm going to try that, and we'll get that on and see how it goes. One of the problems I found with these tyres and the beadlock combination, and Terry had the same problem with his quite different beadlocks, is the tyre puffing and not seating properly in the rim. I suspect because the tyre is just so soft that it doesn't hold in the beadlock. It kind of bulges and balloons. So maybe it'll get rid of that problem. You see that one, there's one. You can just maybe, this is one of the ones I've redone, which is not too bad, but there's still a little bit, you see here, still a little bit of a bulge, you see it catching the light, and that's just as I tighten up all the screws, it just kind of starts to bulge, and there doesn't seem to do much I know to get rid of it. It doesn't seem to affect its performance greatly, but anyhow, so maybe you'll get rid of that. Maybe it is meant to how it's meant to be. Never put new foams in before, so kind of suck it and see, really. I'll do I mean, if you need to see me cramming this into there, well, you know, you can imagine. I don't need to watch me doing that. It's just like putting a standard foam in. Yeah, it's just harder work because there's more foam. I've just tried to make sure that when I look up, you kind of just to make sure that things balance. See, there's some white foam, and flip the tyre over there, some white, because when you're shoving it in, the white section can move across. This section here can sort of move off the blue, you know. So you're just trying to keep it central, so that there's an even spread of it in the tyre. So I've just gone around and make sure that it seems to be sitting fairly centrally on the blue harder foam. Yeah, so okay, so I'm going to try and put the beadlock on, and we'll see where we get to that. Right, so that's the beadlock off, and oh, guess what? There's still a bunch of water in there. Lovely. Yeah, that's a lovely thing over there. So let's just get this tidied up, and then we can crack on. So I've got my bits of bolts and stuff. So these beadlocks are probably fairly standard fare, I should imagine. Inner ring, back ring, and the front. And then we have the hub that sits in the back and screws through out the front. So there's a finished one. There's the back ring and the front with the bolts on the front. All right, so you don't need to watch me doing this. You've all done beadlocks before, right? It's just dull. Let's see how it goes. I'll give you, if it turns into an absolute disaster, I'll stop it and show you the disaster before I throw it across the room in a huff. Okay, well, that didn't take very long. It's a complete shambles. The problem basically being the tyre is now so stretched over this foam that when I take the either end, doesn't matter, front or back, it's supposed to obviously sit with a substantial amount of tyre inside so that it drags the tyre down when you lock it, but that isn't the case because it just goes in. Yeah, it's just too much. There's barely any rubber to stop it, so it won't get a lock. There'll be no bead lock on that. You know, the bead's far too far apart. It just pops in. You know. So that ain't gonna work. All right. So epic fail there. Not the first 15 quid I've spent that's gone in the parts bin. But there you go. I don't believe in messing about for 15 quid sending these things back. I've opened the bag. I've had them out. I've crushed it in here. And I'm sure it'll fit the Goodriches. I'm sure I can use them on the Goodriches, which are currently on the truck at the moment, and they are definitely much more like this size. If they don't fit them, then I'll send them back. So thanks for watching. There's not really much more I can add to this now. I'm going to undo what I've just done and just fit them on the bead locks and sling them on the truck, or take them with us. Tomorrow we're going out to do the hill course, and that's going to be quite exciting. We're going to compare these Mudslingers, which Terry and I have both got, with the standard tyres that came with our truck. So my Goodrich all-terrain tyres that the axials come with, and Terry's got his unbranded OE tyres from his HPI Venture. So we're going to run them first, we're going to test them out, and then we're going to swap over to these and see the difference. So that should be quite interesting. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope that's been mildly interesting. Probably more amusing than interesting, I'll be honest with you. It's not just you that spends money ill-advised. Yeah, we all do it, I guess. So there's a lesson, yeah? Anyway, have a good evening, y'all. Catch you tomorrow on the hill.